Tucker Carlson, Don Lemon. So
Don Lemon.
And I was thinking the best scandals of those two. And then also, I feel like you probably have a good take on like what's actually happening.
I don't know. I've been thinking about this a lot. I got to know where they are in their contracts.
Oh,
Don Lemon, they still owe him,
See,
I
know
think,
he thinks about
$25
this
million.
probably.
Yeah.
Still, okay, so I'll tell you a weird thing
They
about
got the
CNN.
same lawyer, yeah.
So I will
brilliant.
generally like just I'll see what's going on Fox and CNN. They're like beside each other, and I turned CNN on 2 nights ago. And they're kind of getting like normal again. I think they're being like this whole super left thing, Trump like nonstop.
what were they saying?
Dude, they had Matt Gaetz on.
Yeah.
Like I was like, am I having
the same
a
guy they called a
seizure?
pedophile, right?
Yeah, the same dude who they're like, this is the worst guy on earth, pedophile, like groomer, all this stuff, and they're like, they just bring him on now.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it that he was on the show. I think they're like, this because they have a new guy in who's running the show.
Yeah, the new guy.
And the new guy's just
stuff.
like, we're not the far left like MSNBC. We want to be like more to the middle.
Yeah.
And so they're just, they're acting like, I guess, how they used to be, I guess.
I mean, there's a spot wide open in the middle. And basically what they'll do is they'll just get rid of all the guys who were representative of the far left.
Yeah, so they're
Don's
so
outta here.
And those guys are probably making too much money anyway. Like anyone who's been there for 15 years is overpaid.
Oh, yeah. Don Lemon's probably make $10 million a year.
So that's the thing. It's like you got to look at these guys as system quarterbacks, right? So we think of like Tucker, right? Or no, who was the guy that was like Fox's biggest dude? Maybe
Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Everybody thought when Bill left Fox that like he could go create his own thing. He doesn't need Fox News. He's the biggest name
He's
in
not
news.
creating anything.
He's doing a podcast. He's writing a 4th book about Ben Franklin or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like,
I don't
he's
know what
doing
he does.
nothing. You don't even know where the fuck he is.
I've seen a few tweets of him tweeting like, "Hey, I'm interviewing this guy today."
Nobody
and it's like
cares.
10 likes.
Exactly.
And, Glenn Beck did go, but he's like, he went and started The Blaze. He was
But Glenn maybe was
that.
more industrious.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Tucker Carlson's tapped into the internet stuff too.
100%. So maybe he could do it. But even The Blaze was its most popular when Tommy Lauren was just aggravating black people
for sure.
every single day. Like
yeah.
that was her way of getting news, right? Piss off black people, and then in the same way that like musicians piss off religious folks for clicks.
Yeah.
Like that's the new thing. Like everybody is into the devil lately. Doja Cat is like, I love the devil, and then Sam Smith is, I love the devil, and then Lil Uzi Vert is, I love the devil, and then Christians go, oh, they love the devil, and then everybody listens to her music.
It's almost making it cool. The truth was like there was a while where like even in comedy we're like making fun of religions like hack because you're like fighting a thing that doesn't exist.
I like justifying it.
Yeah.
Well, no, sure,
I
yeah,
love justifying every religion.
yeah, it goes the other.
Every single one.
But
Please,
now
yeah.
it is like it's like I guess it like people are getting mad again, so they're almost like proving them right. Like you know what I mean? Like
Guess. I mean, religious folks are always going to get upset, but to me, I just think it's like the easiest thing to. Oh, is there a 5,000-year-old scripture that has some mistakes in it?
yeah.
is
Oh,
that
there's a
your
man
argument?
in the sky.
Yeah, like Bill Maher. Is that
I mean,
your
like
argument?
the first man in this, like Carlin, when they're like "man in the sky," and everybody's like, "Oh, interesting," and then you're like the 4,000th comedian who's like "man in the sky," that's crazy. And you're like, "All right,
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. But wait, what?
No,
were
it
we just saying
becomes
now?
the airline. What's the one that everyone
airplane
makes fun
jokes.
of right now?
What is it? Spirit.
Is it Spirit? Yeah, I think it's Spirit.
Southwest or
Yeah,
something like that?
it
Yeah.
becomes that. You know what I mean? You're like the hot take that Spirit stinks. You're like it's been covered.
But no, what we were talking about was the Tucker thing, right? So I think what happens is like when everybody exists in their own bubble, right? Everybody thinks that they're the hottest shit, right? And the reality is most people don't care about anybody, right? There's a few people that the whole world is like, that person's well-being is very important to us. So I assume Tucker he has the highest rated show on the highest rated news show in the country, right? Everybody's talking to him. He's pissing people off, and he's also a hero to those that support what he's saying. So I think in his mind, he's like, I'm the biggest thing out here. They need me. And why wouldn't he think that? He gets rewarded. Those feelings get validated every single day.
Going viral nonstop.
Nonstop. And every single day there are people going, yo, thank you for championing my beliefs. You're a fucking hero. You should be present. That's all he's being told, right? And the people who hate him, he thinks are idiots. So he doesn't care what they think anyway, right?
And they're necessary for him to keep getting bigger, probably.
Probably, 100%.
no, for sure."
So I'm sure he's going, okay, I could make $4 million a year here, $5 million a year, whatever, or I could just start my own podcast and probably make more than that. I'm Tucker Carlson. I'm the biggest name in news, so I can make more money not being a part of this system. Or the Daily Wire is going to throw me a crazy bag,
Rumble.
and I just have my show right there. I go on Rumble, whatever the fuck it is. So I'm sure he's like, I don't need Fox News. What he will most likely find out, actually, we'll see. We'll see how industrious he is. But not everybody's built for the business side of this shit. Ben Shapiro and the people that do
especially
the
the
Daily Wire.
Lifetime journalists, guys.
Yeah,
100%.
People are saying he might run for president.
I've heard that too. Let's see what happens. I mean, he understands media, and that's really important to be present. I guess what I'm saying is like, I think these people, even Don Lemon, I think is going, I'm the man. Like, I'm Don Lemon. Like,
He struts around New York like the man. Yeah.
But they will soon find out that they were probably system quarterbacks. And they can also find out that they were Tom Brady. If they go somewhere else and have the same success without the system, then you know you're Tom Brady. If you go somewhere else and you just fall into obscurity like Bill O'Reilly, then you know you're a system quarterback. Fox goes, we're a system. We could put most people in that 9 o'clock slot and it's going to do well.
Yeah.
And CNN probably feels the exact same way. It's almost like SNL, right? It's like, not to say there aren't incredibly talented people there, but SNL is an institution and it's going to be there whether or not Jay Farrell's on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're not going, oh my God, SNL is going to crumble if Jay wants to go and do movies and continue, you know, with his career. So I think that's where the news corporations are going, like, we don't really need you. And if we're trying to rebrand because we don't want to do that extreme left shit, we need to get Anderson out of here. We need to get Don Lemon out of here. And if Fox is like, yo, we're running with Trump this time, and we're not going to put this guy on who's talked some shit about Trump, said he doesn't like Trump, we got to get that motherfucker out of here. It could be the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Don Lemon, I think, I don't know where he's gonna, because he's not gonna be like a podcast. He's not gonna go do shit himself.
He's done, right?
I mean, he has $30 million.
But he could go to like a real. He could go to just get another gig like that. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
I
go
do
to
a morning show
MSNBC.
now.
He'll
Yeah.
be on The View or something.
The problem is those guys go to what's Cuomo on right now? It's not Newsmax.
Apparently, he's making money though.
It's something like that. But it's like he gets as many views on his show as like just like podcasts.
Yeah.
You're like, you went from like this. Remember on CNN, him and Don Lemon during COVID, and they were
Yeah.
like, "This is the biggest thing in the world," and now he's
Yeah.
just like, I'm on this like shitty channel that's like basically a podcast, and I don't know. I don't know if Don Lemon has like can take that ego hit.
That's the power of podcasting, though. Is like we're doing more views than a lot of these news organizations.
yeah, it's crazy.
Most of them.
It's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It's wild.
Yeah. You know what's crazy to see podcasting in like TV and film now? That's what's crazy. Like it's a job in TV and film.
What do you mean?
Like to me, that's how you know it became mainstream. When the people that are in the TV shows, like Carrie
Oh, she's a
in Sex and the City, has a podcast.
I hate the way that they present podcasting in movies. It drives me nuts.
of
The
course.
Justin Long one, I was just like, made me want to punch my TV.
I didn't see that one.
Why was he?
Well,
Justin Long still
because
doing anything?
they can't make like all of the biggest podcasters
Yeah.
are something that they refuse to. So they don't. The murder podcast guys, that's real. So they make the murder podcast, but what they do is they make him an NPR guy. So they make him this famous podcaster that's like, you know, and how are you doing? It's like no one listens to those podcasts. And they're creating like an alternate world where like a different podcast is
Well,
more
it's because
popular.
the production company that makes that movie owns the podcast. Like they own a similar pod. It's probably all like some giant
But it's
corporation.
like a fake trope.
So they're always trying to just promote their own stuff.
It's like making a hockey team and they're all gay. And it was like, okay, but that's not what it
Ryan,
looks
they
like.
are all gay. I watch Hockey Night in Canada. I can confirm they are all gay now.
I just like hate that shit when like they make a movie about like a culture, you know, and it's kind of always music docs. Like some do it, or music movies, some do it good, some are like just crazy corny.
Yeah.
Where they like, I'll tell you where music does it, and I'm sure that maybe you feel this way about like hip hop stuff, but they'll make like a rock and roll guy well after there was any rock and roll guys. Like, you know what I mean? They'll have a guy that was
2004.
Yeah, and you're like, no, there is no rock and roll band unless they were like a throwback, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'd have this guy that was like, let's get ready to rock, and he's like so famous, and you go, okay, but that doesn't exist in the real world.
Right.
So what is this?
Yeah.
Is this like an alternate universe?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Is that
like
your
it.
music, rock? Are you big like rock and roll?
Pop.
No, I was
Pop
dead
punk.
when I was one.
Pop punk.
No.
Who do you listen to?
Simple Plan.
I was like, my big things growing up was like punk and rap. So like
Yeah.
my favorite bands were like Rancid, Rage Against the Machine, Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
And then then after that I kind of got into like all the
How old are you?
37.
37. Okay, so you didn't get caught up in like Guns N' Roses or Metallica?
No, that was way before me. Like when I was in elementary school,
I'm 39. That's all I was
Yeah,
listening to.
I was
What?
like, Guns N' Roses.
Nirvana,
Yeah.
Guns N'
Nirvana.
Roses, Metallica.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses was
like
before
Use Your
that.
Illusion 1 and 2. That was like right before Nirvana.
I bought Appetite for Destruction
Yeah.
at a CD
okay,
store.
when I was in grade like 5,
Yeah.
311 and Rage Against the Machine were coming on the scene and they were pretty cool.
Rage, I remember, but it never really like took hold in New York. We like the Machine.
No, yeah.
Big
New
machine.
Yorkers are
Big
really
machine
big
town.
machine town. Yeah,